Hey guys, welcome back. And this was the third round of the Brazilian Chess Series São Paulo tournament. It was a 90-minute plus 30-second bonus Swiss Open tournament, and I had one reverse game and lost the second game against an FM, and this was the as I said, the third round. So I was playing against an unrated opponent. He didn't really have any games on the database, so I had no way to prepare. So I was just going to play my main repertoire. So d4 F6, c4, he played g6, and I played f3. Now I knew that eventually this was going to come. Someone was going to play c5. c5 is a way to play, and you get it to like a Benoni structure. Now, the way I like to play the Benoni is like this. Let's say I know the person going to play a Benoni, then I'm going to play it like this. I'm going to d6, then knight here, e6 here, bishop here, and then I'm going to play like h3, castles, bishop here, and I'm going to play bishop f4 and bishop back. And I like this variation, and I think it's called like the New York variation, and I think it's pretty decent. Yeah, New York, as I said. And yeah, I think it's pretty decent. But the way with move orders is that sometimes you don't get to play what you want to play. It's against the King's Engine. I do play the same-ish, so I have to play f3. I can't go to knight f3 because that would be something else. So he prepared against this. He saw my games in the database. He saw that I played f3. He told me afterwards. So he played c5. I played d5. That's the usual response. Against e6, the usual response is e4. Now he took. Apparently, I can also take the e pawn. I did not even consider that. I'll be honest. And yeah, I mean, I guess makes sense. Uh, I mean, yeah, makes sense. But I didn't really consider that. I'll keep in mind for maybe next games. But overall, I feel like the structure is more. It's a Benoni structure against with c takes, which is what I play. So d6, we are in a Benoni. And now my idea is to, since I can't do the usual Benoni maneuver to pressure the Sheik pawn, I am going to have to get this knight. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to get this knight here and this knight here. Oh, my bad. This knight here and this knight here instead of this knight here and this knight here. It takes the same amount of moves actually. This is 4 and this is 4 as well. So I have to play bishop d3 to free up the square for the knight. So he plays bishop g7. I play knight e2. Now here he plays what I thought was a weird move, which is h5. Now his idea I thought was just going to push. I got kind of scared. So yeah, I can just continue normally. I can literally just continue, ignore him. I can play, yeah, bishop g5, because then he can't move. I can play h3 seems a little bit weird because then he can play g5 and like knight here and knight here. If I move this knight, obviously. But yeah, bishop g5 makes a lot more sense than what I did. I got scared and I played h5. The thing with h5 is that I can't really support easily this pawn because if I play g3, that's just the only way. Then I mean I pushed all of these pawns, but yeah, that will be the only resource that I have later on, which I got scared of playing and I ended up getting pretty much checkmated. But yeah, so I play h4. Another idea was to, let's say I develop. He plays here. Let's say I play here. and then let's say he plays h3, then he's told me I can just play g4. Makes a lot of sense. Now, yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, so I played a4. He played a6. Obviously, you play a4 against a6 to prevent the queen side expansion. Now he played knight g7, which is like sort of his idea. Now I thought his point was to immediately pressure here. And against that, I would have had to play g3. There would be no other way. Uh, I Yeah, and I can't, at the very least, I thought go bishop f4 to prevent to meet this with this. I'm sorry, I meant like this with this to defend with the bishop, because he can take, say, bishop f4, and he takes, but apparently that's fine. I can just sack the exchange, sack the pawn, sack everything, because he's completely underdeveloped. His dark squares are very weak. I'm infiltrating. Let's say he takes, he gets greedy. I take, the rook's under fire. Uh, Against castles, then I can just play knight c4. And yeah, he can't defend the spawn. I'm also sometimes getting the spawn back. And just sacking the exchange here is fine. Which is, I didn't even consider that, but it's actually quite instructive. But yeah, so I just played knight here. Now he played king queen a5, which I thought was a waste of tempo, because I I played rook a3. Now a better move. Now I thought he was threatening like b5. Say I play like queen here. I thought he had b5, but yeah, apparently that's not a huge threat. I thought it was because he can like push, but then I set up a blockade. In hindsight, I guess. But yeah, I got kind of scared, so I played rook a3, and I can sack the pawn again. This time it's only a pawn, and it makes a lot of sense actually, because then I can like play knight here. Sorry, yeah, it's a takes, takes. Yeah, rook a3, what I played. Then let's say queen a5. I'll just use the dark squares for only a pawn, and it's not easy to push immediately. And I'm chilling here. Would have been very good as well. And yeah, that would have made sense. I could have played that as well. Now the computer also suggests king f1 or king f2, which also makes sense. I thought of not castling in some lines, but I got scared. But yeah, now king f1 is a little bit better than king f2, because here you're sometimes stepping into these checks. And here I thought again he had b5, but I can either play what I played, which is rook a3, or just knight b3. And again, it's like king here, I can like take, and he can't even take back. His pawn is pinned. And yeah, well, I play rook a3. I'm also getting out of the way of this, so that's good. Now he plays knight bd7. Now I play knight c3, now that that's protected, which is also a benefit of rook a3. And he goes all the way back. So I thought overall I I benefited from that, from those tempos, from having played rook a3 and knight c3, I think. Yeah, I gained two tempos from what he did, I think. Yeah, because he went here and then back. So here I play knight c4. Again, I thought he would have played bishop f6 immediately. No, sorry, my bad. Here he can't play this. I thought he would have played knight e5, offering an exchange. And now, yeah, I think I thought about playing bishop f4. and yeah, just being slightly better and keeping on playing and yeah, trying for something. Now he didn't. He protected his pawn. Then he played 95 and he protected his pawn. I put more pressure. Now he plays 95. And now that his knight moved, I can put this knight here. And I do that to not exchange this knight. I don't really want to exchange that knight. I feel like my knight is better than his knight here. Now he has to play rook here. I guess maybe rook here is a choice, but that's dumb because you're not getting out. Uh, I didn't really want to exchange my bishop. I should have let that because it would have taken a lot of time to get the other knight here. And sometimes you don't want to exchange the bishop here. But yeah, so I play bishop e2, b castles, and I play, yeah, bishop g3. I have to defend the pawn. Now, computer suggested here again g3 and going king f2 or king f1, like overall not castling. So g3 like f5, king f1, and let's say takes. Yeah. So oh here sometimes you throw in this intermezzo uh, to avoid here, and I guess rook takes here, and then like putting my king here and saying, okay, you can't hurt me. Sure, it's better than what I did. I thought it was fine against f5 with just castling. It's a huge mistake because I didn't really consider that this attack was so powerful. Like I just thought that he wouldn't be able to push here, but then he just pushed us once, and then he pushed us again, and now I take this to like sort of. My idea was like to sort of remove an attacker because in King's Indian positions this bishop is very useful. So I thought that move made sense. Now he takes. I have to take. I think if I don't, he's just going to keep pushing. Now he play queen. Queen takes. And my idea was like to play uh, king h2, rook f1, go back, and here he's obviously not going to allow me to do that. And yeah, he just plays rook f6 with the rook lift, and now I didn't really see a lot of way outs because there aren't any. But yeah, I saw that he was threatening to double, so I thought I couldn't play rook h1 because then it's like rook h1 here. I have to play like queen f1, and yeah, now here he can just sack. But yeah, it's completely crushing, and there's not a lot more that I can do because I I have to take I push and I have to take, and then he just plays like h5, and now he throws in this check. My king is forced all the way back to h1, and I'm just getting cooked. He infiltrates, and I was going to like offer an exchange, and I'm also trying to defend here, but there's nothing that I can do anymore, obviously. And I offer an exchange. He's forced to exchange with me, but still, after that, he's still very much winning because I'm completely blinded. He's attacking me here, and he'll just like start pushing and get the pawn here, like uh, play rook here. Let's say what I played. He can play either rook here and bishop here, and it's completely over. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just trying something. Now here he can even I he can even play this, and now I just get forked. But I was just completely lost. Yeah. So yeah, overall, two interesting, like a lot of interesting moments here. I should not have played h4. Bishop g5 makes a lot more sense. Against this, I can either yeah, I can probably just play this. This makes sense. No, I'm sorry, no man. This knight. This makes sense. And yeah, let's say bishop here, then bishop f4, and I'm pretty good here, and I can also just ignore. I got scared of h4 h5, but yeah, and now in this moment, oh yeah, so in this moment, like not castling, I just playing g3, king f1, king g2, but oh well. So that's it. That was my game three. Tough game. Yeah. Uh, yeah. But I felt like I I learned a lot. I knew this was going to someone was going to prepare c5 against f3. Just if you saw my other games, this is the anti-Grünfeld line because you are not allowing people to like play d5 and like take the knight. There's no knight to take. But yeah, I like it. I like it still. I'm going to keep playing it unless I feel like my opponent got some crazy prep. I don't know. But yeah, so this was my third game. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.